Hey everyone, welcome back to Historical Facts TV. Today we're diving into a heavy and heartbreaking story that's been all over the news: the tragic death of Charlie Kirk, the conservative activist and founder of Turning Point USA. On September 10, 2025, Kirk was fatally shot during a public event at Utah Valley University. This incident has sparked intense debates about political violence, free speech, and the state of our divided nation. So, what led to this shocking moment? Let's break it down. Charlie Kirk was a polarizing figure. At just 31 years old, he was the founder of Turning Point USA, a conservative youth organization, and host of The Charlie Kirk Show, a popular podcast with millions of listeners. Known for his fiery rhetoric, Kirk often criticized liberal policies, racial justice movements, and the LGBTQ+ community. His campus tours, like the one at Utah Valley University, aimed to rally young conservatives, but often drew protests from those who disagreed with his views. Love him or not, Kirk was a major voice in American politics, and his influence only grew after aligning with figures like President Donald Trump. But this story isn't just about Kirk's life, it's about the events that led to his tragic end. Let's go back to September 10, 2025. On that day, Kirk was speaking at an open-air debate hosted by the Turning Point USA chapter at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. About 3,000 people were in the crowd, including Kirk's wife Erica and their children. It was supposed to be a lively discussion, part of Kirk's mission to counter what he called woke indoctrination on college campuses. But around midday, everything changed. As Kirk spoke on stage, a single gunshot rang out. Witnesses say the crowd froze, some thinking it was a firecracker. But Kirk collapsed, struck in the neck. Chaos erupted. Emergency services rushed him to a nearby hospital, but sadly, he was pronounced dead shortly after. The shot came from 200 meters away, fired by a 22-year-old named Tyler James Robinson. Security footage showed a suspect described as a white male wearing jeans, a black t-shirt with a U.S. flag and eagle emblem, Converse sneakers, and a black baseball cap. That suspect was later identified as Robinson, a local from Washington, Utah. But who was he, and why did he do this? Here's where the story gets complex. According to investigators, Robinson came from a conservative family but had recently shifted toward leftist ideologies. His family told the FBI he'd become fixated on Kirk, expressing hatred for his views during a recent dinner conversation. Authorities found evidence of Robinson searching for Kirk's events online, showing what they called an obsession. While the exact motive is still under investigation, Utah Governor Spencer Cox described it as tied to leftist ideology. After the shooting, Utah Valley University went into lockdown, and a massive manhunt began. For 2 days, local police, the FBI, and state authorities searched for Robinson. On September 12th, they found him in a rural area near Washington, Utah. He was arrested without a fight, and DNA evidence, including shell casings, linked him to the crime. Robinson now faces charges like aggravated murder and felony discharge of a firearm, with a court date set for September 17, 2025. The aftermath of Kirk's death has been intense. President Trump called it an assassination and a martyrdom for truth and freedom in a national address. Evangelical leaders compared Kirk to biblical figures, holding memorial services across the country. Meanwhile, a YouGov poll showed a disturbing trend. 24% of very liberal respondents said it's sometimes acceptable to feel joy over a political opponent's death. This tragedy has exposed just how deep our political divides run. Kirk's wife Erica released a heartbreaking statement, mourning the loss of her husband and the father of their children. The conservative community has rallied around her, while others have used this moment to debate gun control, free speech, and the dangers of political rhetoric. It's a lot to process. Charlie Kirk's death is a stark reminder of how polarized our society has become. While we don't have all the answers yet, this tragedy raises tough questions about where we're headed as a nation. What do you think about this story? How can we bridge these divides? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and please keep it respectful. If you found this video informative, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.